hear from you and everything else in between. More so, if you'd love to see how she looks, yeah, she's wearing the, well, I would almost say the, no, not the exact one I have, but something similar to what I usually wear. Previously, it have been like we're matching eyeglasses to eyeglasses.
I have pink lenses too. I have a pink lens,
Oh my
almost
word.
exactly like what you're wearing.
Oh my goodness. Sisters in arms.
Yes, sister supporting sister.
All right, Lagos, as always. You can also come through on YouTube. Yes, youtube.com/, Smooth 91 FM Lagos, and hey, take a glimpse of how gracious we look this evening. All right, let's get into the conversation, Rachel. As
Okay.
an entrepreneur, how do you even manage your spending from month to month? Because one day you're buying the, what am I saying? Like I said earlier when I started, 1 minute you're buying something at a particular amount,
True.
you go back almost within a few hours and it's changed.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Mm-hmm.
manage?
Okay, so first of all, money is not easy to gather. It is not
Very
easy
true.
to gather. It takes
Oh,
a
yes.
deliberate personal decision, save money. And personally, I am very, very deliberate about saving money. I don't mind driving to a further distance to know that, okay, I'm going to this place to get my items cheaper. And then one
Okay.
thing that I do that has helped me over the years is I do bulk purchases.
All right.
I buy items that is going to last me for at least 1 month. And I'm talking about consumables,
Mhm.
foods, groceries, everything. I buy everything to last me for a month. And I get to save a reasonable amount of money through that. Also, I try to cut down on emotional buying. I know we ladies,
Oh my goodness. Now you're
we are
just
always
call my name.
shopping.
Just call my
I know,
name.
I know. In fact, I'm from me to me, from Joro to Joro. We are very spontaneous in shopping. And
Right.
it was so bad for me at some point that on a bad day, what could make me feel better was shop. I'll just
Shopping.
go online, shop for something, and then I'm back. But then recently, I don't know if it's old age in quotes that is coming to maturity. Recently, I have learned to plan my finances more, except for few unforeseen circumstances, like
Right.
my car breaking down on the road. Of course, that one I can't control that. But for
Mhm.
a lot of things that I can control, I make sure I do bulk purchases.
Right.
Bulk
Right.
purchases. That is what has helped me from month to month in order to cut expenses while saving money.
Amazing stuff. And that is also very important. You know, this bulk buying, some people take it like, I beg you to spoil. But as long as you're doing it
If you're preserving
wisely.
it well, yeah, if you're preserving it well, at
Mhm.
least for my groceries, even if we don't have lights for like a week, my freezer can still last till up to 5 days. Yeah,
Awesome.
can still
Awesome.
like last. The ice in there can still last for up to 5 days before I look for other remedies. So preservation these days is easier than before when it used to be our
Honestly.
mother's time that they
Oh
just
my
keep
goodness.
tomatoes in one room and everywhere will be stinky, smelling. No, 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 no. Come on, times have changed. Times have
I
changed. We have
agree.
so many measures to preserve food nowadays. So you have to be very deliberate about it. And then one thing I also do again, I plan my meals for myself and my
Awesome.
family for the week. I plan my meals, like I cook weekly. I
Right.
what I know will take us from Sunday to the next Saturday. Then Saturday, I'm renewing it. That way, I get to save money and time. I
Honestly.
get to save money and time. Really, if there is soup and stew in the freezer, and then you make maybe
Hmm.
like spaghetti and pasta jollof or something, it can last you
Hmm.
for the whole week. I also don't order food online. I'm sorry, I'm not coming for any food vendor. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I cook my meals to save
All
money.
right.
I cook my meals. I cook 90% of my meals except for junks. Junks like meat
Hmm.
pie, cake, and all of that. Yeah, I can do that outside. But for meals, I cook my meals and take to work, all to save money. Anything to save money. And my personal stuffs like we ladies, we need to get our hair done, our nails done, and all of
Our
that.
nails. Oh my
And
goodness. Personal grooming
I
is a no, it's not a plaything or
you no no no, you can't. I don't even play that one. I try to do myself care. at the minimal cost.
Okay.
I ask friends around how far, how much does a nail vendor charge? How far, how
Okay.
much does a stylist charge? And I compare the price and I go
Right.
for the most affordable one that I know
Hmm.
I will also get the same results. So, like you
Okay.
said, you have to be
Same result.
very deliberate. Yes, same results.
Hmm.
Yes, good results
Okay.
while saving
Okay.
money. I know it's very
Right.
easy for you to say, okay, I have a cheaper vendor, but what kind of quality are they
I
offering
know,
you?
right?
So
That's
I put the quality into consideration first
right. Right.
before checking for the cost. So if the quality is good and the cost is moderate, why not? But I don't
Right.
just drive into a random salon or nail tech to do those
To
things.
just do
No,
those
I
things.
do my findings before going there. In fact, I do them highly by recommendations and referrals.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's how I
Nice.
also manage to save money from my
Mm.
personal and self-care budgets.
And that makes me want to, I like the fact that I was going to ask if you struggle with, spending money, that if you if you sometimes want to go overboard, but now you've
Okay.
actually explained how you get to manage things, because tracking spending can be a very interesting thing. How do you even go about that? What's your method in tracking your spending?
Okay, so I have a small journal that I
Oh
keep
my
on.
goodness. Please
Yes,
don't come
yes, I
for
have a
me. I
list.
cannot write.
I'm
Oh my
sorry, I have a
goodness.
list that I take to the markets. I have a
Okay.
list.
For that one, I'll agree. But you know that
Mm-hmm.
there's some things that will just creep up on you, like, okay, I'm here right now.
Sometimes people, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, even 10,000. Those are
Okay.
miscellaneous.
All
Those are
right.
miscellaneous. Of course, I can't tell you to cut down on your tea or coffee budgets because you're trying to save money. Those kind of small,
Right.
small monies are not the kind of monies I'm talking about. No,
Right. Right.
at least you always have to make room for unforeseen contingencies. You
Right.
always have to make room for those. And then when you also make your budgets, leave
Mhm.
an allowance, leave an extra of like 5K. Just like you said
Right.
from the beginning that you go to the market today, tomorrow you go, prices have changed. So
Yes.
always pad your budget. Be like some people that we know, I don't mention names, pad your budget.
Yeah, that part, let's not get into it, but okay.
Pad your budget so that at the end of the day, instead of
Right.
going to the market and you're not able to buy everything you wanted to buy because you didn't
Right.
do your budgeting, it is better you have an extra to save than to go to the market without enough to cover for your products that you want to buy. So number
Okay.
one, make a list. Number two,
Right.
pad your budgets. Number three, when you go to the market, if it's lesser, if it's higher, you have something to cover up for it, or you have something to save. You have more to save to take home. So those three
Right.
things have really helped me with money from month to month.
Awesome stuff. I like how you actually just, broken it down and making it easier for one to realize that it's not rocket science. It's also knowing,
Mhm.
okay, so what is doable, what's not, and having a balance at the end
Yeah,
of the day. But
exactly.
now, that's from a personal perspective. How do you
Okay.
separate church and state? Because you see, when it comes to business, some people
Mm-hmm.
will tell you that with business, you just have to push boundaries. Well, with personal accounts, you're looking at, okay, these are the things I can do.
Mm-hmm.
Business, sometimes people just want to go overboard, especially as an entrepreneur. How do you manage this? What's your practice?
Okay, so the first thing any business needs to thrive is
Mhm.
liquidity.
Okay.
At every point in your business, you need to have liquidity. You need to have some money stashed up somewhere.
Mm.
Because sometimes an order will come and then the order is more than what you have on
What you
ground.
have in hand.
So what do you
Okay.
do at that point? Never
Right.
leave yourself cash strapped as an
Mm-mm.
entrepreneur. Always have something in your account.
Okay.
Never leave it empty. And
Right.
then the mistake a lot of entrepreneurs do from the beginning is that they use their personal accounts for their business.
Right.
That's that is one thing that will kill your business faster than anything.
Oh my
Even if
word.
your business is not generating up to 500,000 monthly,
Mm.
separate it from personal accounts.
All right.
Separate it, separate your accounts.
Mm,
Don't mix them together.
I
That's
like
what I
that.
can advise. Yeah.
Hmm. And that usually is the hardest one. Some people don't know how to
They
separate
don't.
their
Yeah, they
personal,
don't. Anything goes, and it will do
and
more
then you
harm to
see
your
you're
business.
burning a hole into your business, and you
Yeah,
can't even say, "This is
you
how
can't
much
even
I've
separate
done so
it. I
far."
know. Exactly. At the end of the month, you should be able to put together your capital, your profit, and then you should be able to pay yourself from the business, not you always pumping your personal money to the business.
You see that pay
It won't
yourself
grow
there?
that way. You have to.
Very big
You have
thing
to.
indeed.
You have
I
to. It's
like
a
that.
strong source of motivation for your
Okay.
business. It's a
All
strong
right.
source of motivation for you to do better. And you need to pay yourself 100,000 naira this month. You want to aim higher to increase your own salary by
I
yourself.
know.
So you struggle more to
You
make
work
more
more.
sales. You work more
Right.
to make more sales so you can also increase your salary. Always
Mm.
pay yourself, no matter what.
Okay.
Pay yourself.
Okay.
And then when you pay
I like
yourself, you
that
now
one.
decide if you want to put your salary back into the business or if cut not your salary that you've taken out of the business to pay yourself. If you want to put
Okay.
it back into the business, it
Mm.
works. It works.
Mm.
But for you to just stay and then you're just pumping money into the business, it leads to disappointments. You are
Yeah.
angry at yourself. You don't even know what you're doing with your money. You really be disappointed and angry. What am I even doing this for?
Why am I even putting
Why am I
funds
in
in
this?
here?
Yeah, why am I in this? What is it generating? And
Right.
then another thing again, another mistake I see a lot of small business owners make is that they
Right.
don't have proper documentation. Even if it's
Mm.
1,000 naira I sell, I write it down.
Okay.
I write it down. It will help you track your
Yo.
expenses, what is
Mm.
coming in, what is going out. I
Right.
know we are not up to that level where we can hire accountants to work for us, but these things are very
Okay.
simple. You can actually do them yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Send
Your
your
petty
Excel
cash book.
sheets. Yeah,
Just
your
note.
petty cash book or even
Right.
Excel sheets on your
Excel
Excel.
sheet. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
if anything you sell daily, put it down there. And anything that goes out, put it
You
down
also
there.
put it.
At the end of the month, you can
Mm-hmm.
account for what comes in and what goes
And what
out.
goes out.
And voila, you have your information. You have what you need. And
Mm.
Excel these days is very simple. With simple
Oh
formulas,
yes.
you can do your account
Just check
yourself.
things out.
Exactly.
The knowledge you get. An example of what you are participating in. What kind of savings or investments do you take part in?
Okay. Personally, I do my investments with Meristem. They didn't pay me for this advert, so I'm not even going to say
Okay,
much.
okay. All
But
right. Okay, fair
yeah,
enough.
so I do my investments there and the return, like the longer you lock your money, the more the returns
Right,
on it. So
right.
if you know any Meristem agents out there somewhere, just contact them that you like to do and you like more information about their
Information
investment
about the
packages.
investment.
Yes, yes, they are very good at all of that. They're very,
Okay,
very good.
so
Mm.
whilst that is also a good one, now
Mhm.
let me take you to the market women, like the
Sorry, I even forgot one very, very important one. This one
oh,
have like
okay.
zero risk.
Oh, awesome.
Yes,
Please focus
zero risk.
in.
That's
Mm-hmm.
gold. Stacking up gold.
Ah,
So I am
okay.
very passionate about this one because
Mm.
sell and buy gold. So what I do is that, and you know that gold even appreciates.
Oh, it
It's
does.
possible it can
The
appreciate
smallest
twice
one
in a month.
yes. As long as you
Just
know how to work the market.
exactly. It does not even really need more. You can buy and stock up. You can buy and wear and resell. And
Yes.
the value
Oh, the
appreciates
resale value is almost
it's
sometimes
always
3 or 4 times the amount you bought it. So,
exactly
mm,
up gold for women, market women, corporate women,
oh
up,
yes.
up gold. The
Mm,
return is almost immediately, the ROI is almost immediately.
All
I'll give you
right.
an instance. Just last week here, a gram was 165,000. But as we speak now, a gram is 175,000 in less than 14 days.
You
You
say
see the
what?
appreciation per gram. So
And
imagine you
then
have
you
like 20
think,
grams.
hmm,
Now multiply that by 20. It means that in less than 1 month, you're making almost 100,000 naira return on investment. What could be better than that?
okay, just be smart whilst you're doing this
Mhm.
because some people get carried away.
No, no.
But
Has
here's
almost
the
to do with
thing.
risk. Mhm.
No, everything comes at the risk, but you also know how to, you have to be smart and know how to manage your risk appetite. And whilst I'm
True.
talking about risk appetite, right?
Mhm.
For the average woman who is a market seller or the, very, very down to earth average person out there,
Mhm. Mhm.
there's one thing I've noticed. Even in the offices, I've seen people do this, and I'm
Yeah.
talking about their jaw system.
Those are my WhatsApp group. My WhatsApp
Okay.
group people.
So I can tell that it is something that you get involved in, but it is
Yes.
something that you would advise people to try because
Yes.
here, I know there are risks involved in everything,
The
but
risk
is that
is
something you,
high.
mm,
Okay. So let me take it from the market women perspective. As a matter
right?
of fact, Ajo is like one of the surest ways for market women to save money.
Ah, yes,
Every market
every
woman I
day,
know,
every
every
day.
day they do daily contribution, weekly
Mm-hmm,
contribution, and this thing happens everywhere in the city, in the villages, every nooks and crannies.
mm-hmm.
People are doing Ajo on a daily, especially market women. Like I am so impressed by the way they are so passionate about it. You will hear 500 daily, 1,000 daily, 2,000 daily. And these women are buying land out of this little token they are saving. They are buying landed properties. They are sending their children to higher institutions, to school. With this small, small money, this small, small job they do. Personally, I do not take my Ajo life for jokes. I have always been a fan of Ajo since I was in school. Since my school day, I've always been a fan of Ajo. And it has
Okay.
really helped me. It has helped me in such a way that I already have my rents saved 2 months even before it's due. 40 of
Mm.
Ajo. I know the risk is
A job
high.
for the win.
Yes, I know the risk is sometimes high because what if the
Right.
person you're saving the money with runs away? Or what
Mm.
if the person dies? Let's not take that out. Let's not take that
Right.
out.
Right.
So, what you need to do at this point is to ensure that the person you are doing your job with, you know the person's family house.
Okay.
Like, know the
As
person
they say, you know the person in
personally.
which house.
You know and reach her. Don't joke about that one. You know where the person's landed property is.
Okay.
You know where to get the person that that person cares
It,
about
you
the
know,
most.
there are
Maybe
religious houses that they fellowship with.
Bashiga houses. I know. But shall point the house to me and let me be seeing you going in and coming out of that place daily.
Oh my
So
goodness.
you really need to build a strong trust for the
Okay.
person you are doing your job with. Don't
All
do
right.
it with someone you just
Randomers.
met randomly. No, 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 don't
Mm.
do that.
Okay.
I've been with the same job plug since the last 8 to 9 years. In fact, she has
Awesome.
traveled abroad. My job plug has traveled abroad, but we are still on it. We are still on it. I know I've heard some
That.
cases, especially during the
Oh,
Jaffa
oh
shenanigans.
yes.
A lot
Some
of
people just
Ajo,
went off and took people's monies with
well,
them.
took people's money is with them, but those are very few cases out of the majority. So I
Right.
recommend Ajo. Within your friends, in your office, you could just gather yourselves, even if it's
Mm.
5-5. In your compound, you could gather yourselves, do it. Amongst your group of friends,
Right.
you could arrange something to do it. My
Mm.
Ajo log, we are friends. We started off as friends, and she was like,
Right.
babe, I
You
think we
know
should
what?
be
Let's
doing
just,
this. Yeah,
right.
let's do this. And it's kicked off since the last 8 years. We've been on it. I know how many things I've achieved through our job.
Awesome.
Again, because we are not so disciplined to keep our monies in the bank and then just say, hey, I won't touch it.
You
And
say yeah.
you will touch it. You will touch it. In fact, if you save for a rainy day in your bank account, it will
You
it will rain the
move.
next day. The rain will fall the next day. But with that job, if it's gone, it's gone. You have contributed for the month, it's gone, it's gone. You
Mm,
can't get it back. You can't get it
I
back until
trust.
the time is set to collect. So
Mm,
it is the strongest discipline and fought way of saving money for me.
mm. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I have a WhatsApp message here from British man Surulere, and he says
Okay.
hello to you, but he wants to
Right.
know
I
where he can buy gold for investments.
oh wow.
I see where you are. You know what? Uh, British man, just stay glued. I'm sure she'll share insights on how you can reach out to her and take it up from there. Let's not expose everybody's business on the on
Sure,
the internet just like that, just yet.
sure, sure, sure.
But yes, well, we're almost out of time. Before I let you go,
Mhm,
oof, I know that for any aspiring business owner right now,
mhm.
what is your advice? What would you say to that person who is trying to build a business brand right now? Managing their savings, managing their spending, but they want to have it they want to have a focus. They want to make sure that they're also getting the profits and all that. What would be your advice to them?
So I remember 10 years ago when I started my business as a youth corps member. I just collected my last salary and I was like,
Mm,
God, this is my last
this is the last
salary. No
money.
job. This is the last money. No job. How am I going to cope and all of that?
Mm, mm,
And then I sourced for money through friends and family.
okay.
For a beginner, don't go take loans from bank. Don't borrow money to start your business. You borrow
Okay.
money to leverage your business,
Mm,
to increase your business, but do not borrow
okay.
money to start a business.
Okay.
Rather, approach friends and family.
Right.
You can't be that bad that you don't have anyone to borrow you money out of your 10 friends. You
Ah,
can't
then
have
change it.
one or two.
Check your cycle.
Check your circle. Check your circle.
Hmm.
Never borrow money to start a business.
Right.
Borrow from friends and family. And
Right.
then don't go to anybody saying, okay, I want to start a business. But I
Mm-mm.
don't have anything at the moment. Don't do
Start
that.
first.
Start first. With the little
Okay.
you have, start first. I remember I even started as a drop shipper. And these days, you don't even need capital to start a lot of business. You
No.
don't need capital. In fact, I was engaging with some youth and I asked them a question. If I give you
Hmm.
10 million naira now, which business will you start?
They were confused. I'm very
Were
certain.
confused for the first
Oh my
5
word.
minutes. They were confused. They didn't even know what to say. So money is not even the challenge to start the
It is
business
the
in most
business
cases.
itself.
It is the business itself, the idea
Mm,
itself, understanding the business and the idea, your business operation. How do you want to go about it? That is where a lot of people get stuck. It's not just about claiming everything in your account and going using it to buy clothes to stock up. It's a very risky thing to do if you are not in
right.
a busy area. Start
Mm,
small. Start small. Start drop shipping, posting pictures online. That's what a lot of my women do. I have this community of women where I send products to the group and then they repost. And then when they
right.
get orders, they come to me. I
Oh,
send
so
them
I
the
want this
products.
and this and this.
Yeah, I
Awesome.
want this and this. They send their money. I send the product to them. Everybody's happy.
And
Customer is
everybody, it's a
satisfied.
win-win.
It's a win-win for everybody. So
Mm,
drop shipping
mm,
these days, you don't even need, you need $0. $0 to start drop shipping
mm.
business with your phone and your internet. Like when you get vendors, I'll give you nice picture qualities of products, even videos.
Right.
And people are shopping online every minute, every second.
Sure.
It's just for you to
But
be
it's
out
also
there to
having the
build your
right connects
credibility.
as well.
Exactly.
Exactly.
The right
Mm,
connects. Now that is where people like us come in. Look for
right.
people that have been in the business for years to mentor you. When I wanted to start my gold business, I didn't just go to the market and say, okay, I'm looking for gold. No, I had
Mm,
people that held my hand, held me by the hand, took me to
mm,
the market. I taught under people. Like I
mm,
literally learned the business under someone.
mm.
And I am
Great.
also passing that idea. to other women that have approached me that, okay, we want to start this business as well. How can we start? I've been sharing the knowledge. So look for people that are veterans in the field of business you are interested in. So far we've made how many points? Okay, let's recount them. Number one, do not borrow money to start your business.
Right.
Especially from the bank. Don't borrow money to start your business from the bank or any financial institution.
Right.
Any business that you're not making money from yet and you go to borrow money, you'll end up in trouble.
Right.
You end up in trouble most times. Then number two, borrow money from friends and family.
All right.
And when you're going to borrow that money, let them see that you've already started something. So they'll be motivated to loan you money. And then number three, look for people that are experienced in the nature of the business you want to go into. Let them mentor you. Don't go into it. So those are my three key advice for anyone that is trying to start up a business.
Okay. Well, I wish I could keep you. We could keep talking about this. It's been an interesting session. However, before I let you go and before British Man comes for me, how can people reach out to you on your social media platform to get more insight? People who want to learn about dropshipping, people who want to learn about anything, even making the right investments. Where do we go? How do we go about it?
Okay. You can reach me via TikTok.
Oh, okay.
Yes, via TikTok at Raise Concepts, RAEZ. RAEZ, Raise Concepts. And then I can also be reached on Instagram via Raise Jewels. RAEZ, Jewels. So you send me a DM there, and then on any of my social media platform, there is a link that has my WhatsApp number. So once you click that link, you can reach me on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, on Instagram. You see all the links there. So you can contact me via any of the social media platforms you want to reach me on.
It's been an interesting and an informative session this evening. And hey,
Thank you so much.
I'm sure Lagos, you've learned a lot. I have. Ooh, it's something you want to take. Well, you know what? What you can do is go back and you can always rewatch the session on YouTube and get all the insight that you need. But so much more lined up for you here on Smooth 98.1 Lagos. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
Your earnings.
Honestly, I wish I could keep you.
No, a wonderful session.
I've had an amazing time having this conversation with you.